All right, what's up, everybody? I'm doing a bit of a late post-game video. I should have done this Monday, or Tuesday, I should say. Um, so anyway, we the Cowboys finally proved me wrong, and yeah, they came back and they did everything that they were supposed to do, except with the exception of the first quarter and part of the second quarter. I was kind of like what Mike said. I was like real pissed. Oh my God, this is just like the Broncos game. And, they were just, their offense was real predictable and they were really doing much on defense. And it was like, oh, this is so frustrating. You guys are making the same mistakes that you made in Denver. I was like, are you guys going to make any adjustments or what? And, but obviously, thankfully, they did. Arizona should have gotten more points on us, but I think the first turnaround was on defense. I think defense sort of made the first, they made the first effort to swing the momentum and start to make plays and get us to where we can, start coming back and improve. And, yeah, starting with, obviously, D-Law. He had a breakout game. Malik Collins and, Byron Jones, Jordan Lewis. So, everybody started to really step up and make plays. It's like, okay, good, finally. And so, yeah, that's where our little spark started to get bigger and bigger, and we were able to get hot and get on top here and make a comeback and start scoring. And then offensively, that helped them. Because if our defense makes plays like that, gets some sacks, from D-Law and Collins and all the other guys, or, hopefully get an interception or, at least bat the ball down, in the secondary, then, that helps that helps the offense off and a lot, and it did. And so the defense got the momentum and it carried over into the offense, which was great. And then, we started to, really everybody, Dak got everybody involved except for Witten. I don't think Witten had a catch in the whole game from what I can remember, but he was, busy blocking and stuff. But that's okay because everybody else got involved. Bryce Butler, who's, very underrated on our team. And, of course, Dez got in there. He pushed forward, and then Zeke finally, got in the groove and started running really well. And Dak, like I said, if we get into the red zone, I love having Dak, do the, those quarterback draws where he gets in the shotgun, he just runs in, flips over right into the end zone. It was great. So that really just, that's the Cowboys offense we had last year where just Dak gets everybody involved. He'll take the ball for himself and get in there and, again, give it to the receivers, give it to Zeke. Everybody got involved. Everybody got a piece of the pie and everybody looked great. Bryce Butler had some amazing catches. Dez pushing forward, kept pushing. They couldn't get him down. Broke the plane. And, yeah. So that was just awesome. And I was like, oh, you guys, it's like they were finally, after that lousy first quarter, it's like they listened to me. It's like they made the adjustments that I wanted them to make, which was to get some damn sacks and make plays on defense. And then on offense, we finally got what we needed from top to bottom, from Zeke getting in the groove and Dak doing his thing and our receivers making great catches and making plays and everything. So it's like, God. So thank you, Cowboys, for listening to me. And obviously I was wrong because I picked the Cardinals, but you proved me wrong and you did great. So, now we got to make sure we can handle Todd Gurley against the LA Rams. But finally we're at home. It's not a road game. So I'll go over that later. And then I'll also do my pick video later on after this. So yeah, great comeback. Cowboys finally adjusted. It looked like they were on the same page that they were during the Broncos game in the first quarter, but they adjusted at the right time. Thankfully, the Cardinals didn't get any more points on us, and our defense was able to make some plays finally, and yeah, everything worked out. So thank God for that. Hopefully we can carry this on over to the Rams and be sure to stop Todd Gurley and the Rams in general. So yeah, so that was awesome. And they did really, really good, and it's a good victory, 28-17, It was close, but that's a convincing victory. It's not like it was 20-17 or something, or 19-17, a close ass, ugly win. So we got in there and did what we were supposed to do, especially after the first quarter. So it was good enough win, and it's a convincing enough for me to go ahead and pick the Cowboys over the Rams for this coming week. So I'm convinced, Cowboys, you proved me wrong and you got back on track. So thank God for that. So now I got to briefly go over this, if I have to, the controversy over the Cowboys, which this really surprised me. I thought they were just going to lock arms during the anthem, but yeah, first of all, big kudos to Shango for his video that he posted, talking about his racist landlord that he had and all that. So that was very powerful video that he did. So kudos to Shango for that, because that was a very strong video that he did, which wasn't football related at all. So yeah, that was a great, awesome job by Shango. But anyway, so this is funny because like on Monday, like almost all the comments on the Cowboys Facebook page for like, showing the score and all that, it was like tons of people like saying, "Oh, I'm boycotting the Cowboys. I was a fan for fucking 45 years and da 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 da. You're disrespecting the flag, and I thought you guys were pro military and pro police," which they are. I don't think that's changed. And da 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 da. Mostly white people, by the way, commenting on that. And just like losing their shit over this. And it's one, they're way overreacting, and two, Brad Sham tried to kind of make it out. Well, they took a knee because they were praying, which is, yeah, I think like as you can see here, some of them are everybody except for Jerry and I think Jerry Jr. They weren't. I think they just took a knee for the photo op. Whereas, as you can see, some of the players were bowing their heads, so it kind of was like a prayer, and then some of them were just kneeling just to kneel. And then they locked arms, and then they're like, "Oh, well, you locked arms during the anthem. You're supposed to put your hand over your heart, and you're supposed to do this." And it's like, fuck, well, what is this, Korea? I thought you guys hated North Korea. They would agree with you on that, because it's mandatory to stand for their national anthem. So it's like, what do you want to do? Turn the American flag into the Kaaba and bow down to it like in Mecca? It's like, what more do you want? I mean, it's like they're all technical about it. And I highly doubt Jerry is, what is he, like some communist now? I'm sure he's still pro-troop and pro-police Dallas PD, and, he's still going to invite the Bushes over to the football games. So it's like, it's just, you guys are, the guys, people on Facebook that are like, "Oh, I was a fan for this many years, and oh, you guys are communists, and you guys don't support the troops, and you guys are libtards, and da 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 da." It's like, you guys are way overreacting. I think, well, what the sort of message I got from it was that they were compromising. I think they said, "Okay, well, let's kneel down in unity before the anthem, and we can make it look like we're praying," or the brothers out there that are say, "Okay, well, we can just, at least for this one time, we can take a knee in solidarity with Cap and the other brothers that are kneeling down for the awareness of the racial injustices." And then some of them, again, like I said, well, let's just take a prayer, or like Jerry, he probably just did it for a photo op. And then they locked arms during the anthem to show unity. It wasn't locking arms. That's what it was, is to show unity. It's not, oh, they're being defiant and they're being thuggish and all this other, or uppity. That's sort of the new, saying thug is sort of like the new way of saying uppity N-word, basically, which is not what it was. It's like, it's actually a good thing. It's what you guys idiots on Facebook don't realize, is that this was a compromise. Okay, we won't do it during the anthem. We'll do it right before. And then when they start singing the anthem, then we'll stand up and lock arms to show unity. It's a compromise. Can't you guys understand that? That's what makes America so great, is that sometimes, which is rare in this day and age, but you can compromise and say, okay, we can do it like this, and then we can still stand up and show unity during the anthem, and It's like, oh, but that's not good enough. You have to put your hand over your heart and you have to do this and you know, it's like, it's like, what's good enough? I mean, you guys are like way overreacting. And again, I think it's a positive image because it shows compromise and the fact that they did it. And when they first did it, I was like, whoa, oh my God, they're actually kneeling. And the Cardinals booed, but I think the Cardinals booed anyways because these are the Cowboys. I mean, but I thought it was a great show. It was a really good gesture, and it showed a compromise and it showed unity. So, this doesn't surprise me though, because, almost 10 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago, when Emmett Smith, endorsed Barack Obama in 2008, and they had a rally, I think, at the, American Airlines Center. I mean, like, Cowboys fans went nuts. They went apeshit on Emmett. Oh, Emmett, how could you support that Muslim N-word Obama? He's a communist. Oh, Emmett, I used to be such a big fan. I'm gonna burn all my Emmett Smith jerseys now. Oh, I can't believe it. I used to be such a huge fan of Emmett. I never knew that you were such a thug. I never knew that you were a commie. How could you support the whole, it's like, what? Oh, stick to football. That's the big, and they say that to Martina Navratilova too. Stick to sports. Stick to tennis. Stick to football. And, so that doesn't surprise me because a lot of you racist redneck assholes out there crucified Emmett for visiting the White House, and then before that, crucifying him for endorsing Obama back in 2008. And, oh, we're going to burn our Emmett jerseys now and all this other shit. So this doesn't surprise me because sadly our fan base does have this fringe redneck, people in our fan base, unfortunately. But not I know a lot of people stereotype the Cowboys fan base for being just a bunch of racist rednecks, but it's not, because what makes us America's team is diversity. If you look at, we're probably the number one team for Latinos. I know that because I live in El Paso. And for African American fans, it's Shango, Cantastic, Simus, and many, 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 many others. And hell, Arabs, everybody. I mean, there's a variety of fans, of ethnicities within our fan base. So it's not just a bunch of crazy rednecks. But, it just boggles my mind how people overreacted it on Facebook. And it has nothing to do with the military. That's how they're trying to spin it. It's like, oh, well, you're anti-troop, which Cap and any of the other, brothers that are protesting, they never said anything about the troops. So that's just a straw man argument that doesn't hold any water, period. Has nothing to do with the troops. And not only that, oh, well, they fought for your freedom. Well, what does freedom mean? Freedom only for white people? Freedom only for Trump supporters or people that are going outside of the box and being quote unquote uppity or quote unquote thuggish? It's like, well, no, they have the freedom. And it's like, big deal. It's a knee. It's like, do you want them to take a knee and do it silently, or do you want them to do LA riots and burn down the whole fucking city? It's like, what? It's like, make up your mind. It seems much more civilized to take a silent knee or put your fist in the air. But, you can't, if it's a person of color doing it, then, oh God, you're a terrorist or you're a thug, But, if somebody on our team, I don't know, Jason Witten or one of the older players like Leroy Jordan or Roger Staubach or Jay Novacek, if they wanted to wear a Trump hat or a Trump t-shirt, I wouldn't care. If that's how they want to express themselves, then they have the freedom to express themselves that way. Which I don't think well, you're not allowed to do it on the sidelines because of the dress code, but if they wanted to do it in the locker room and wear one of those hats or a Trump shirt okay, well, or do it at home or at a event or something. Well, if that's how they want to express themselves, then fine. I mean, you have the freedom to express yourself, whether it's pro or anti, whatever it is you stand for. So, anyway, I just think a lot of people are fucking retarded, and it's dumb how they overreacted like that. Oh, I'm no longer a Cowboy fan, and we're gonna sell all our jerseys and our season tickets, and da-da-da-da. But anyway, I just think it's dumb, and I'm still a Cowboys fan. I don't care what your fucking political beliefs are. Just win the ball game. Do whatever you want in your free time. But when you're on the football field, just win. That's the main thing. And kudos to Jerry Jones and kudos to Shango. And anyway, peace out and go Cowboys.